let's truly begin with the most monumentous of occasions. Of course, we're talking about Father's Day. This is the day where all of the clothing stores get raided. All the socks and the undies and the shoes and the sweaters and the button downs. All that stuff gets bought up. There's no last minute father. You're not going to drive by any gas stations and see any last minute Father's Day gift ideas like you do for moms. We require forethought. That's right. We require some planning over here. You're not just going to give me some bargain basement shit. First and foremost, Dave, I'll start with you and ask, did your Father's Day include any traveling this time?
No, not really.
Kept it local?
Yeah, nothing crazy.
There you go.
I just made something for me and we just fucking chilled. That was it. But that's what I want. That's the perfect day. I don't want to do shit. My life revolves around working and then figuring out what to do for these two so that they can do something outside of the house. Yeah. So on my day, I just want to do nothing. So that's what I did.
So nothing?
Or nothing. Was there leave me alone. I played with her, with the baby. Uh-huh. I mean, I think that's only right. But
you're not with the title without her. So she's
right. And we've discussed it too. She's on board with the fact that it wouldn't be Dad's Day without her. So apparently it's our day, not my day.
Ooh, shared effort.
Yeah. So she took half of all my snacks, and
half.
She ate she ate the dinner with me, but we just made something specific, just some ground meat. You know me, I'm a simple person.
What was what was the meal? What simple meat?
Well, she just made like our type of meatloaf.
Oh, got you.
So she made like homemade gravy with like a bouillon cube and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then she made like some corn and ground beef, and she like put it all together over rice. That was it.
Damn near gave you a shepherd's pie. That's what it sounds like to me.
Pause. I don't want to be given a shepherd's pie.
Well, that's how the dad thing happened in the first place, isn't it?
Well, not with me getting the shepherd's pie, that's for sure.
I don't get based. I do the basting. That's what happens here.
That's right. Nah, nothing crazy. Just relax. You, on the other hand, live a different life.
No. Actually, we had a very similar weekend. So before I get into the ridiculousness of what happened on the Sunday of it, so I had a very similar plan. I didn't want to do a whole bunch of shit either. The only thing that I had really asked for was steak, which I ended up not getting, but that wasn't because they didn't want to give it to me, but because I got lazy. So what happened is that we spent literally all of Saturday, like you said, nothing, right? And my kid's older, so I can banish him to the room, and everyone's happy, including him, right? So he's on his iPad talking to his friends on a fucking social call or whatever. My wife's reading her book because she's gotten back into the reading, so that's good. I love when she reads because she gets all excited and stuff. And for some reason, something about that reading gets her into the mood, you know what I'm saying? So I'm all about it. There's something about stimulating her mind that starts to vibrate the vulva. You know what I'm saying? That for some reason they're connected, and I don't know why. But I'm here for it. So that's all that matters to me. So the idea was they were like, well, we can still go get the steak or whatever. We'll get the steak on Sunday because I don't know about you. Did it rain this weekend for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it too. Yeah, it was
raining. Which was also amazing because it's my weather.
Yes. Well, it's not mine. It wreaks havoc on my fucking knees. The fucking weather.
Well, you old.
Yeah, well, that's what I keep being told. But yes, so it was a pretty basic day. We didn't really do much. I didn't really want to go get the steak. I wanted to get the steak on Sunday. So I ended up getting Chinese food for myself. I love me a nice Chinese food dish. Boneless spare ribs, poor fried rice, no vegetables, no sprouts. Thank you very much. That's the order. That's on record, by the way, now. And so the next day, I'm not going to front, I was getting a little antsy. I was getting antsy. And I was just like, I kind of want to leave the house now. So they were like, all right, cool. So then my wife was doing what she does, which is that last minute research shit. And she goes, well, the last time the girls were here together, we did the Squid Games experience. And she was like, I remember you saying the last time that you thought Alex would enjoy it. Do you want to go with Alex? I was like, yeah, sure, whatever, right? As long as I get my steak. Now, we ended up not getting the steak because, as I said, it was my choice. The reservation, because it's Father's Day, it's New York, you have to have a reservation or you will be eating nothing, right? So we had the reservation, but the reservation we could get was for 6. So we're like, all right, cool. So we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do this, and then whatever. When we were supposed to go to Squid Games, then I kind of wanted to go to Coney Island, and because the restaurant was near Coney Island, so I was like, bing, bing, boom, everything works. We went into the Squid Game. It was kind of drizzly a little bit. I was like, didn't say it would rain today. That sucks, but let's power through, right? We'll get through it. And then we went into the Squid Games, and I'll get into Squid Games in a second. But then when we left Squid Games, it was full on raining, so no Coney Island. So I was like, all right, so what do we want to do? And she goes, well, do you want to just go home and relax, and then we'll go to the thing? And in my head, I said, don't do that, because if you go home and relax, you're not going to get steak. But I was like, I couldn't think of anything else to do, so I said, fuck it. So we went home, and I didn't get steak. We ordered Domino's. but this weekend, she was like, no, this weekend we're going to go somewhere specifically for you to get your steak. I was like, all right, cool. Now, back to Squid Games for a second. Just for a second. We're not going to harp on this, but for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about when I keep saying Squid Games, it's a lot like the show, but obviously they couldn't keep it identical, right? There's certain things, obviously, that you can't match up. They can't do the cookie. That's weird. So they would do... So what it is it's 5 games that you play, and you have a bracelet that is the number, like in the show. And every time you win something, you scan your bracelet, you get points, and you ascend the leaderboard. And then essentially the last game... Well, the first game is the bridge. You play the bridge, the first game. Now, the way that it works in this experience is they have glass that you stand on, obviously not hovered over a pit. They don't want to get sued.
Well, then what's the point?
So they do.
There's no depth. Why are we playing this?
So what they do is they have like 10 panes of glass. 5 of them you're going to need to step on. If you step on the wrong one, it lights the whole thing up red. You're dead. You're out. So they show you the pattern for like 10 seconds, and then the pattern goes away, and you have to remember it. So this is my second time playing. I remembered it. So this was I was one of the winners for this one. Steph did not remember. She was out. And Alex did not remember. She was out. So I'm like, oh, this is good. This is good so far. It's a good start for me. Good start. The second game, they combined the marble game with the cookie. So there's it looks like a big cookie in the shape of the cookie. And you're doing a marble game where you have to keep it within the shape. If you get it out of the shape, the marble stays there. If you get it in the shape, you get your marble back and the marbles that are on the board. The one with the most marbles will win. I got eliminated. I did not. I ran completely out of marbles. The person who did not get eliminated was Steph and Alex. Alex did extremely well on the marbles. I was actually kind of pissed. So then we get to the third game, which was a form of battleship, where we have to talk to each other, communicate as a group, which you know I fucking hate. But Alex did an amazing job on communicating with people and even got up to push the button for people because they were taking too fucking long to make decisions. He's like, this button here, god damn it. And we won as a team, so we all scanned and all that stuff. The fourth one was the red light, green light. Now, it's Father's Day. But it's never too soon or too late in the day to have pride in your son. The person who was running the games for us said, I have been here all day. I have had several groups come into this room, and so far only one person has made it to the end. He goes, so I'm hoping someone from this group can do it, right? So everyone starts, just like 30 people in this room. Red light. Green light. Everyone's doing it, and one at a time. And it starts giving numbers. Player 134, eliminated. Player 211, eliminated. And everyone's leaving, and I'm noticing everyone's leaving but Alex. And it's down to Alex, another kid, and this big, tall dude. and the tall dude did something stupid or whatever, and it read him, so he was out. And then him and the little girl got all the way to the end, and she fucked up, and he won the whole thing. And he was super,
That's crazy.
He was super excited because he was just like, "Yeah, fuck you, bitch." No, he didn't say all that. his face said it, but he didn't. The last one was the dinner, like in the season 1 finale with the dinner. It was the dinner. Now, really quickly, here's how this works: the person atop the leaderboard instantly starts the game. They sit in a red chair. Okay, the dinner setup is everyone has a plate in front of them with a dinner top on top of it, and there's light bulbs, and they randomly select who's going to be in the blue chair across from her. And as we were coming into the room, we don't know who's going to sit where. It's first come, first serve. And Alex was at the end of the table, and I was about 2 seats in, and the fattest fucking person on earth sat next to me. And I had no room because I am equally big. Not equal to him. This person was humongo.
Let's be clear.
This person was.
I'm fat.
Yeah.
He was a fat ass.
Yes, he was me, but like, and then another half of me. Like there was more of him than there should have been. So I said, Alex, because he had the end, so I could like put my legs out. Can we switch so that I have some room? He said, sure. So we switched. When they hit the random button to see who was going to play, it landed on me. And he went, what the? I said, I didn't know that was going to happen. And at first, I was going to let him go. I was like, no, that's not fair to him because he was sitting here. I just had him switch. And then both of them were like, no, it's Father's Day. Go ahead, go up. So I said, okay, now mind you, the person who was in first place who won every event is like 9. This little girl was like younger than Alex. So it's my big doofy ass sitting next to this little child. I said, please, no photos. Don't put this shit on the internet, please. And so like, we played.
Was she a beast though? Like, was she good?
She was killing it. The problem with this game is that it is kind of random. There's a jack in the box in the middle, and after the 2 people are selected, they do the lights again. And when they do the lights and it lands on you, you have to lift your dinner plate to see a number on the plate. That's how many times you turn the crank on the jack in the box. If you crank it and the jack comes out, you lose.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how funny shit is. That little girl has 2 parents, a mother and a father, who are sitting at a dinner table, and then my son and my wife. They hit the randomizer to start, and some random person got a number, and it was 2. So they said, well, who do you want to choose, the red chair or the blue chair? I'm blue chair, the little girl's red chair. And the girl goes, I choose red. She chose the little girl. I said, that's fucked up. You should have chose the dude, but whatever. So the little girl cranked it 2 times. Ba-da-boom, ba-da-boom. Nothing happened. So then they did the randomizer, and her mom got picked. And they said, well, who do you pick? And I'm like, who the she's not gonna pick her daughter. That's gonna be an awkward ride home. So she picked me, and she picked up her dinner plate. It was 2, right? So I did my 2, and after I cranked to 2, nothing happened. So they did the randomizer again. And when they did the randomizer, it landed on her father.
This game's rigged, dude.
So I was like, no fucking way. Because they're sitting next to each other. So then he picks up the dinner plate. It's 5. So I'm fucked. Right? I'm screwed. So I started moving it. And nothing happened. No jack in the box. So I was like, "Oh shit, that's crazy!"
Please hit Alex.
So they did the fucking randomizer again, and it landed on fucking Alex. And Alex,
I'll be at 10.
And they said, "Who do you red?" He didn't even finish it because you could hear him in the back get pissed off when he found out that the 2 parents got the chance, and they couldn't finish me. So he got the ball, but he goes, "I pick red," and he pulled the dinner plate up, and it was 4. So she cranked it 1, 2, and on 3 the jack came out. So the little girl got defeated, and they escorted her out. I'm like, oh, they're gonna shoot her, poor girl.
They're gonna execute her in the back, dude. Put her ass down.
So yeah, so that's how I won Squid Game. It was when we went into the room, that little girl was in first place. Her mother was in second. She was a beast too. They were doing the games together because she's little, but she was a beast too. Third place was Alex. Fourth place was Steph. Fifth place was me. We were in the top 5, and then when the randomizer hit me, that moved me, and then I won. That moved me from 5th to 1st because I won.
And it pushed everybody else down.
Pushed everybody else back, but that meant that first place was me, then it was the little girl, then it was the mom, then it was Alex, then it was Steph. So Steph took 5th. So we were still technically top 5, the whole family. And there was a whole bunch of families that were there. So it was
That's
like,
crazy.
once again, your boy.
That's crazy that top 5 were 2 separate full families.
Yes. And the father, I think, wasn't too far off, like 7th or 8th or something like that. But it was like right there. Like we were all like right there. Even for like as the game progressed, it's like we were the top 2 families that just kept shifting around that top 5. Like I would lose one, but Alex would win one, and then the little. It was weird how we just, without being competitive, we were kind of competing against each other. It was funny. Every other family that was there was just wasting their fucking time. They wasted their money. They shouldn't have even been in the room. They should have just let the professionals do this. That's it. That's all that it was. So yeah. So that was Father's Day. After Squid Games, like I said, we just said fuck it, let's go home and relax. So it is what it was. But yeah, I think this holiday is best spent doing. If you're gonna leave it up to Dad to do whatever it is he wants to do, more often than not, he's going to probably choose to not do a whole lot. They kept yelling at me the whole weekend because, like Saturday, I was here the whole day. We didn't do anything. We were home. So, habits kick in. I start doing dishes.
Oh, yeah.
I start like, I'm picking up the room.
I got some shit cleaned up.
Yeah, and they were like, what are you doing? I was like,
what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you
doing?
Is
my question.
Yeah,
the fuck are you doing? You don't want me to do this, but you're not doing it either.
Yeah,
so
you jump on this wave right now. I'm feeling the groove. Let's go.
I really wanted to grill and do shit like that, but if I had to go somewhere to do it, I'm good.
Yeah, it would have been perfect if you would have had like a spot like right there with you to do some grilling, like a backyard or something like that.
Yeah,
that would have been better. Yeah, same here. Unfortunately, I'm in New York. There's not a lot of opportunities for that. So, yep. So that was Father's Day. We have July 4th coming up. I guess is the next goddamn holiday. So, we also, not for nothing. Have you ever heard of Randy Feltface? The comedian, the puppet?
I'm upset that like sounds familiar, but off the top of my head, no.
All right, niche comedy, but it's an Australian comic who performs through a puppet. He is hilarious. It's one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen in my life. This dude is fucking amazing. And with the puppet, like the puppet kind of sells it. It makes it more dramatic and more da-da-da-da-da. So it wasn't a part of Father's Day weekend. It was the Thursday before, but we kind of looped it all together because, babysitters and stuff, you kind of have to put that in order. So we kind of looped everything together. But we did that on Thursday, too, with a comedy. And when we bought the tickets, it was supposed to just be a stand-up event. He comes in and does a comedy thing for like 90 minutes or whatever. Turned into a taping. They taped it for a comedy special. So I'm definitely going to send that shit to you when it comes out because that shit is fucking hilarious. You and Nora need to sit down and watch that. That shit is goofy fun. I can give you